Hello everyone, welcome to GT7 Group 3 Round 1 at Brands Hatch, brand new season. I'm joined by Amber. Hello Amber.
Hello.
There we go. So we've got a little bit of a commentary team going. We are getting ready to go to quali. Some of the drivers are doing practice. They were doing practice, it's now gone to quali. So let's get some information back on. Already is. It's just no one's left the pit yet. Amber is quiet. Yeah, I don't know how to turn up Amber.
See if moving my mic closer helps at all.
Wait, if I turn this up, does that help?
Oh. Hello, hello.
It's just the game audio so loud. I don't know how to turn down the game audio.
Well, we have our first cars out on track in any case. We've got Will Smith leading the way at the moment in the curiously liveried M6, now dressed up as an M4. We have Smai now out in second on the track, expecting to see him up front. Mosquito I have not seen before, so this I think is their first race in Simcade. Craig, long-time driver here as well, driving the Simcade liveried Porsche. Liar as well, another long-time driver, only one in the Viper, curiously. Popo in the Golf Porsche. Welcome to Gaming, driving the lone Aston Martin, I believe. Hip with the splendidly British Jaguar. Extinct in the F1 liveried Ferrari. Divik with the Renault RS01. Five Crown with the rotary-powered Mazda. Dutch Turbo driving the second M6 on track, and Villard with the Citroen GT. We also have Elroll, who is currently still on the pits, not gone out yet, but is in the Volkswagen GTI Supersport, I believe.
Yes, and also on wet tires. Oh wait, no, he's put on the hard tires.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't check. I assume that everyone else has gone out on the soft tires. No, Dutch Turbo's out on the hard tires still.
Interesting. It's going to be a bit slower.
It's true, though perhaps they could also just be trying to start further back. I'm not entirely sure. I think you'd want to go for the softs and start as high up as you can, but maybe, you know, or they forgot.
They're mostly likely forgotten.
Yeah.
This livery that Will has on, so it's from the M4.
That is an M4 GT3 livery. Hence, it's got the sort of the weird grille at the front that drags all the way down to the bottom. It's dressed up as the Team Studi M4, which was raced in Japan in the Super GT Championship for a few years.
So Will hasn't bothered changing the front.
No, that's It's an interesting look it's got to it.
Yeah.
Smine not too far behind though now, and I assume is probably on a slightly faster lap, but we'll see if he backs off after this. First lap's coming in now. Will across the line with a 126.0, and Smine with a 124.9. Oh my goodness.
Just a second difference.
Casually.
Mosquito into third. Craig, what can he do?
Oh, we had a car off at the final corner, I believe. Didn't quite catch who that was.
No, maybe Liar? Must have been Liar. Because he's slowed down to 6th there, so...
Yep, that would make sense then. I think Elroll also had an off at the first corner, but has kept it going.
Trying to keep track of everyone. Hip anyway into the top 6 in, as you say, that British Jaguar Racing Green. Still has the checkered roof. I think.
Of course, always has the checkered roof.
Has to have it. 4/10 up in the first sector. Oh, actually, this doesn't have first sectors and stuff. It's got like 4 or 5 different sectors because of the way the track's split up.
Indeed, so I believe we've got the first one coming out of Druids. We've got the second one at the end of the long back straight. We have another one coming up before the second to last corner. I forget the names. I should have remembered those. And then, of course, the start-finish line.
Yeah, so, yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the finish line. So 5 sections, basically. Normally you only get 3, but I think it's because Gran Turismo being Gran Turismo and they haven't bothered, you know, splitting it off.
They like to do extra sectors. I think it just helps with like the drivers themselves to keep track of this game, because in real life you do actually get micro sectors and such, so you know where you are over the course of an entire lap.
Yeah. Well, Lee's got a time in. Has everyone got a time in now? Yeah, they
I
have.
believe 5 Crowd is still looking to get a competitive lap time in.
Yeah, he's on a 131.959. But he's 5 seconds up here, so that should move him up a bit.
Yeah, in practice he was also down into the 25s, I believe, so...
Yeah. And what's he in?
He's in the Mazda RX Vision GT3.
That's why it sounds amazing then.
Yeah, it's the 4-rotor snout.
Not bad.
Not bad. There's actually quite close up at the top here now. So we've got Smile on a 24.999. We've got Freaky Popo, who is just 0.25 behind him. Less than a tenth covers himself and Extinct, with another 2 tenths back to Jay Villard, who is then barely ahead of Will Smith at the moment, who is about to come across the line now and go second by 0.038.
Oof, that's close.
Incredibly close.
The track should ramp up as well as it goes on. But they will have to come back in for tyres.
That's true. We'll also have to keep an eye on the wind, because I believe it does change quite often around this track, which can really vary lap time around certain points of the circuit, especially around that back half where you're really relying on the downforce to keep you pressed into the road.
Popo's managed to get past Craig. 2 Porsches were right beside each other down the back street, so... I know that we have this rule where it's like, don't overtake under quali, but sometimes it's just like, if the guy behind's so fast, just move out of the way. You know,
yeah.
You're only slowing up each other because you're constantly looking in the rearview mirrors where the other person is, and you're not looking forward.
You also have to pay attention to if people are on laps, though. It tends to be, if someone's on a lap, it's better to just back off and try and find yourself a bit of space.
Yeah. Popo has run wide there, which should invalidate the lap.
We have Smai, who's currently up on a lap, 2 tenths up, coming into the final sector with only 1 corner to go. Braking as late as he dares, going to get turned in right up to the apex and coming all the way out to the white line on the exit. Hugging it tight up towards the line. What's it going to be? It's a 24.633, moves him 4 tenths clear of Will for now.
Will be looking to return another lap after this. He has gone into the pit and put on a fresh set of softs, which should help. Yeah, these softs aren't going to last very long, I don't think. Tyre wear is slightly high, but will not mind a 2-stop if it requires it.
It's interesting because I believe the softs were holding up really well. From watching some of the drivers, it was they'd barely used like a quarter of the tyre after about 15 laps or so.
See.
So that could hold up for most of the distance.
So people that push too hard might have to do an extra stop. So better tyre management could come in and help some of the slower drivers to make a few places up.
It's all about how smooth you drive.
Yeah.
Especially around this track, it can really help if you're trail braking into the corners, just slowly letting off the brake to get it to turn in a bit more, instead of just relying on just scrubbing the tyres as hard as you can.
Oh, Extinct setting a purple first sector.
Ooh.
And the yellow Ferrari.
We've also got a purple sector from Jay Villard in the Citroen, who has now moved up to 3rd place on the board, just behind Will Smith. And Smai goes faster again with a 24.280.
We were expecting Smite to be fast anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it's nice to see a bit of competition, though. I think Smai has done the smarter thing here compared to a couple of others, which is that he's gone into the pits manually and just changed the tyres so that he's kept some of the fuel out of the car and kept the weight down a little bit, whereas other people have reset to pit lane, which then refills the fuel tank and gives you extra weight to worry about.
Yeah. There's a few drivers getting out of the way in Villard.
I think Popo's just missed turn 1. There's a little bit of a pack forming there now with Elroll, Freaky Popo, and I can't see who else that is at the moment. It was Hip 62. Oh, I think Popo's just gone off again.
I think Villard's about to go into second place here if he can keep this pace. There we go.
Indeed, only 3/10 back of Spy as well.
It's a bit closer to the top than I thought it was going to be. Will, like you said, it's probably got that heavy car now that he's returned to the pit.
Yeah, I think that's you don't think that it would make that much of a difference, but even those couple of litres will drastically change your lap time if you're not careful.
Yeah. Oh, we can actually see that he's nearly got a full tank of fuel, so compared to like Popo.
There we go, and Smy's just been through the pits again as well for brand new tyres. I want to say he only came in like a few laps ago, so that's interesting.
Yeah. There's competitive and then there's competitive.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Getting as much out of the tyres as possible.
See who else we've got down here. It looks like 5 Crown's also just been through the pits. Ooh, it's a bit close between him and Hip at the moment. 0.001 covers the two of them.
Very close. I do love the sound of that Mazda.
It is just a gorgeous noise. A little bit wide, but held it together. He was telling me just before this, it's an incredibly tricky car to drive around this, which I can believe. If I remember rightly, the Mazda especially, under braking and just sort of lifting off throttle, the rear of the car gets very, very loose, like it's a mid-engined car, even though it's more front mid-engined, but I don't know.
It's one of those cars you have to drive it as if you're driving on ice sometimes.
Pretty much, yeah. It's
no sharp movements with it and just be smooth with the steering.
Indeed. Oh, he's got Mosquito coming out the pits, but he's moved out the way.
Where are we down at the back here? I'm surprised with Jack's pace. I feel like he should be quicker.
I wonder if Jack's having issues again. I don't know if there was something that happened to him last series with the GT. Was it with the GT4s or the one I forget now? But I know he's had a couple of issues before in qualifying, and it looks like it's not going too well at the moment either. But I would expect him to bounce back in the race.
Yeah, I think he is more on the race pace kind of side than quality pace. That's Lee at the back at the minute. I think he's still on the hard tires, is what he is.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, but he's improving slightly.
I think this car is also a tricky one. I don't think I've seen this car used before, actually, in competition, to be honest.
He's gone for expert mode.
I wonder if he's realised now and has come in to change the tyres.
Yeah. What is Mosquito in? Is he in
that
McLaren?
Yes.
An Italian in a McLaren and not a Ferrari? Disappointed.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. McLaren is nice to drive, though.
Oh, it is, yeah. It was actually, there was a couple of Italian teams that ran these in real life, if I recall, as well, so makes sense.
Good car is a good car.
Yeah, indeed. As he comes up to the line now. Oh, he's just starting the first lap, okay.
Why is it only showing that he's done 2 laps?
So if people reset the pits when you aren't looking at them and such, or if you just scroll off of someone, it will just reset all of the lap time counters for some reason.
GT things.
Yeah, especially so if you were to say back out of spectating now and go back in, it can sometimes just delete all of the times.
Yeah. Doesn't need to find too much time here to just catch up, just a 10th to get ahead of Davik. Yeah.
I think it's fine.
But he is running a bit of traffic now with Jack. Or welcome to gaming.
See if Villard's had him off, it seems, just after setting a new personal best as well. He has now gone down to a 24.2. In the meantime, Spy's improved to a 23.8. Will has also just come out with a, that looks like a new personal best as well, of a 24.9.
There is
Sorry to interrupt.
no, you're all right. It's very close at the top.
It is pretty tight up there at the moment. It's 4/10 to Smy's, and then, well, 4/10 from Smy to Villard, sorry, who's at the moment got 6/10 on Will, but I don't doubt that Will can claw that back. He's up on this lap as well.
Just a little bit. BMW should be quick in a straight line.
I believe the BMW is one of the more balanced cars. Oh, there we go, 3/10 found just there.
Yeah. So this is his final lap as well. This quali is technically over. Let's see who's going to cross the line first. I think Villard will.
Villard can't, I mean, be no lap time though from him.
No. Popo will be next. See if he can improve. Needs to find 3/10 to Will.
Will is still on a good lap as well though. Oh, it's close.
Will improve, but not enough.
Will was 2/10 up at the last sector marker. Let's see what that is when he comes to the line. Oh, he's lost time.
Didn't
Barely
improve.
slower.
Who else is coming here? Dutch Turbo. Crosses the line. Doesn't improve.
Oh, Davik's been off and isn't going to be able to get this lap in, unfortunately.
No, I don't think anyone
Mosquito
improved there in the
3/10
last. Oh, there we go. Who was that? Was that Jack? That was Jack. Jack improved ever so slightly. Moves up to 11th place.
Ooh. Looks like there'll be a few close battles then.
Yeah. But everyone finished now.
Yeah, Mosquito just crossed the line. I think he was the last one to come.
Yeah.
However, the timer will be drawn out since we still have Liar and Elroll sat at the pits.
Yeah. So, line up for the race then. Also, hello, Mikey. Are you enjoying Portugal? Hope you're enjoying it. So yeah, line up then for the race. Smy and Villard on the front row. Will and Popo in the second row. Extinct and Dutch in 5th and 6th. Davik and Mosquito in 7th and 8th. 5 Crown and Hip be on the 5th row. Jack and Liar on the 6th row. And then the 7th row is Craig and Lee. What are we having? We are having a standing start with a brake check, so they'll have to wait for the lights to go off before they can start, which we will get started soon-ish. Still 30 seconds left to quali, technically, because people are sitting in the pit, and Gran Turismo 7 isn't advanced enough yet now to realise it's like the session's over and they can't do anything else. So we just have to wait, and then give them a few minutes to change tyres. What do you think will be the race strategy then, Amber?
Gotta be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure. I have not really checked much of the info before this. I did a couple of laps in the Mercedes, as you saw earlier, just to check what sort of lap times we're looking at. I would imagine though that people are just going to go as long as they can on the soft, especially those up front will likely be starting on the softs just so they can try and build a gap to the cars behind. Those at the back will probably start on the hards, is usually the strategy, and run as long as you can and just get some clear air for you to work yourself into and get round on the softs at the end with faster tyres than everyone else.
That makes sense. You don't want to be on soft tyres at the back because you're just going to waste them fighting with people.
Exactly. It's if you're starting in the pack, it's usually better just to try and hold position on the hards, knowing that you're not going to be wearing them out too much, and you can save the softs for when you've got some clear air.
Yeah. Shoes. Tires. One. In. To start. This is how professional we are.
It's the Gran Turismo way.
Yeah. 30-minute race, 50%, 50 liters of starting fuel as well. So they might have to manage fuel a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. hopefully.
If I recall rightly, from the couple laps I saw, the car should be getting around 25 to 30 laps on a tank of fuel, which I think should just about get you to the end without needing to refuel, unless you're really hot-footing it.
Yeah. Well, there should be 22, 23 laps, I think.
Yeah, but I think most people should be good to make it to the end.
Yeah.
On fuel, it's just a question of how far you can get the softs to last, because the hard tyres will do the distance, or at least get close.
Yeah. Liar couldn't get a good lap down. The 5th corner is a lap killer for me. We'll do better in the race. Well, hopefully you do, Liar. Just be consistent. Let everyone else crash around you and just pick up the places.
Just got to take it easy, drive to within your limits typically.
Your pace isn't that bad, Liar. Like, you're only 3/10 off 8th. No, sorry. That's 1.3. Off 9th. You're 7/10. There's not really that big a difference, really.
From what I've seen of Liar, at least, Liar typically gets quicker throughout the races anyway.
Yeah, I think most people get a bit more confident and can push a little bit more. Good.
Right. I will just be 1 second.
Go. I think they're all getting ready. Right. Spectate. They are on the track now. I think Craig just started it up anyway. Yes, Mikey, I'll have to catch up on that. Here we go, waiting for the lights to go out. And away they go. Smile leading them off into the first corner. Villard trying to maybe send it down the inside, but he's not able to. It's just everyone needs to keep it clean. As we do have a Ferrari spinning.
Oh, I didn't see what caused that.
That was Extinct. He got caught up with some drivers, I'm not sure who. So Extinct down to the back of the grid already, unfortunately. If I had a keyboard plugged in, I could hit a replay, but I don't. Oh!
Oh, Ito's been turned around. I didn't quite catch if that was a hit or one of the other cars there, but they were about 3 wide and he just got caught on the outside and spun.
Oh, and Craig's off as well. I think him and Davik had it coming together.
Oh, and he's gone around.
Craig just a little bit.
Oh, I think it might have been Dutch Turbo that was involved in one of the incidents, because he's just backed off and let, I believe that's Extinct go, so I think he must have been involved with him at the start of the race.
Possibly. It's very hard to tell. I'm not a big fan of Gran Turismo's replays system. I feel the camera's too close and not zoomed out enough. But Popo putting pressure under Hip for 7th place. Hip's got the inside line now coming into the final corner.
Thought he might try and do the switchback, but he's just gone clean around the outside of him. Is there a tyre difference there? No, okay.
It's probably just a bit more confidence on the outside. Because I suppose the racing line is around the outside, isn't it?
A little bit, but I still would have expected him to try and carry a bit more speed there. But nonetheless, it's allowed Welcome to Gaming to get advantage. Oh, L-roll's gone off again.
Well,
Sorry, for the first time I'm confusing qualifying.
Yeah. And that gives a place back to Mosquito. Dutch Turbo under pressure here from Extinct, who's making his way back up the grid. A bit of fighting though.
A little bit wide there.
But Dutch Turbo holds the position.
Tell you, someone who's made a decent start. It seems 5Crown962C has worked his way up to 4th place off the back of all of the chaos at the start there. He's currently holding up Divik and Popo as well, who was just about to catch back up to them.
He's leading this little mid-pack at the minute. Can he handle the pressure? It's going to be difficult with Devik and Popo.
A little bit wide. Divik's made the move.
Yeah, he's got the move made pretty clean there. But Ficron might lose another place here to Popo, who is on the outside. Well, that's a good camera.
Really good launch off that corner, yeah.
Side by side. Popo around the outside again. That's twice in 2 laps.
Okay, I see the difference here. It's Ficron started on the hard tyres, so I think it was always going to be a struggle to hold off these two, but
yeah,
nonetheless doing well.
That's what he needs to do now. Just try to stay with the mid-pack and pick them off later on the soft tyres.
Same can be said for Liar, who is less than 3 seconds behind this pack as well. He's currently got Welcome to Gaming and Dutch Turbo behind them.
Yeah, and that orange-coloured... What's he in again? Why did I not... Viper, that's it. Car names is losing me tonight. As Dutch Turbo makes a good move.
You beat me to it.
Seen that in the background. Apologies. Hello everyone in chat. Welcome in. There's a lot going on at the start of the race. We're not ignoring you. I hope you are here to enjoy some good racing. I think that's a bit of Dutch. I don't read Dutch or even speak it, so...
Unfortunately, I can't help you there either.
Yeah.
I've learned the wrong language for that.
But Jack putting pressure on Liar now. Jack's going to have the inside line into the final corner. And Liar just lets him go, slots back in. Oh wait, no, he's going for the switchback.
Good move.
Very good move into the first corner now, if he can hold it.
I think this all started after Liar made a slight mistake through the back section of the track. Coming up towards Dingledale, he got the rear loose, which I think set up Dutch Turbo to get alongside him into the final sector.
He's got a little bit of a gap now to make up. Is this the closest fight on... No, there's people fighting behind. Who's this? Hip and Lee.
We also have Divik and Popo, who are right next to each other now for 4th place.
Let's go up to the battle for 4th. Oh! Popo having a cheeky look down the inside.
Just trying to intimidate him. These two might, depending on how hard they battle, also start catching up to Jay Villard, who's currently on the hard tyres and is the only front runner on the hards at the moment.
Yeah, they're only, what, 3 seconds behind? And it is dropping quite quick.
It's a question of how close they can get before their tyres go off, though.
Yeah. But wait, is Gran Turismo now, is it you can run the white down to the very bottom, or is it around 60%?
It'll start to drop off slowly up until you get down to about sort of 25 to 20%, and then it hits a cliff edge, and you'll start losing several seconds of that.
Yeah. Which is a big change from what it used to be like, where you could run it all the way down so you had a full red tyre.
Yeah, it's fairly progressive until you get down right to the bottom, and then it'll start really tailing away quite quickly.
Yeah. Well, Davik is catching this 3rd place. There's still a little battle going on here. Liar still leading the mid-pack at the minute. Stink trying to make his way up. He's back up to 9th. That's decent recovery.
Liar's run a little wide there, and it's given Extinct the run down the backstretch. I'm not sure if he'll get him coming up to this corner here, up to Hawthorne Bend. No, he's not quite going to get there yet, but he's looking like he might get him soon. He's slowly and methodically making his way back up through the pack.
Yeah, little luck there. They just didn't commit.
Oh, Liar's gravel. Oh, and Extinct nearly lost it.
Those drivers running hard there as Jack and Mosquito are fighting it out as well. With them battling each other, they're losing a lot of ground though. But at least...
I think that was Mosquito just making his way back up through the field as Welcome to Gaming still on the hard tyres and Mosquito's on the softs. And like Extinct, has just been slowly making his way back up through the pack after their incident at the start of the race.
Yeah. Making good progress. I think Mosquito should be able to pick off Liar this lap. Bike Crown putting pressure on Dutch Turbo now.
Turbo has just gone past. Turbo's been
Yeah.
making his way back up through the order as well. Again, still on the softs, looking quite worn though, about halfway on the left front. So they probably will only have a few more laps before they need to come in.
You don't want to lose too much time either, but being out on slow tyres, so... Popo dropping off a little bit from Davik, but both drivers are catching Villard here.
May have just decided to cool off and let them catch up to Villard instead of trying to put too much pressure on Davik and then losing the time.
Yeah, you got to be smart about it. Fuel looks fine as well. Approaching about a third of the way through this race.
Got a pretty commanding lead for Smye at the moment, and also a decent gap for Will in second, who's a bit in no man's land now, but is using a lot less fuel than most others, it seems. Does also use... actually, no, they've also used less tyres than Smye, it seems.
Yeah, Smye's pushing hard. But he is in the Ferrari, and it's quite good on the fuel.
Quite good on the fuel, not as good as the BMW, and also is wearing out those rear tyres and that front left a lot more.
Villard.
Oh, I think...
Still.
Yep, we've had a change, haven't we? Where has... Did Divik pit? Yes, Divik's just been through the pits and has switched to the hards.
That'll be why he's dropped back then. So, that's an early pit stop. I didn't think anyone would be stopping until around 12 minutes at least.
Be curious to see what sort of pace he holds on the hards then. I didn't think he was dropping off that much on the softs. The changeover point should be around sort of like a mid-26, low 27 for when you want to be going over to the hards, as that's the sort of average lap time those will be running.
Yeah, and he did a 25.5, which was almost his fastest lap.
Oh, I think Villard's just been off the track as well in the battle with Popo, as Popo has made his way through to third and Will is into the pits.
Let's get a look at this. Full animation. I really wish we could drive through the pit lane though, rather than just getting an animation.
Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? There's so many little things that I'd love to see in these games.
Will does come out in fourth, clean air, so it's a good pit stop for Will. The hard tyres be a little bit cold, so it'll take about half a lap or so to get back up to temperature. It's a little bit loose there. That's Turbo run out of grip now, it seems. I'll be pitting soon.
Looking at the tyre drop-off, I'd expect Smye to be in soon, as his current lap times are about a second off of the pace of what he was doing on the at the start of the race. Yeah, 1.2 down, coming through the final sector. With everyone else behind having either pitted or just being that far behind, I imagine that he'll safely make his stop any moment now. And yep, in he comes.
He comes, yeah. Awkward little pit entrance to this track. Having the chicane for the entry.
And the exit as well.
Yeah.
But we don't have to drive it, I guess, so...
Yeah. Yeah, he is out on the hard tyre, and he's got quite a big gap there to Will.
There's freaky pits now as well. Villard's still out on those hard tyres though, and will probably be circulating for quite some time still.
Popo is pitting. Is he going to come out in free air? I think he is, just about 5 crown right behind him. So, I think Popo made the right choice to pit there. Another lap and he might have come out behind 5 crown. And you don't want to be on new tyres and be behind someone.
Yeah. Let's have a look at his lap times. Popo's last lap before the tyre stop was a 26.6. 5 Crown's last lap was a 27.0, so I think that was about the earliest Popo potentially could have stopped, just using the time gain over them.
Yeah. Because 5 Crown still needs to pit.
Still needs to pit. and has now got Divik behind him on fresh hard tyres, although Divik is yet to pass him, so we'll see how close this ends up being, if he can get through.
We came out of the pit last lap, was it? Or the lap before, maybe?
Yeah, it was 2 laps ago, roughly. Pitted on lap 6. Yeah, so 3 laps ago.
Got a run here. It's not close enough, though, but a good exit. Might get him into turn 1.
Got the slipstream as Dutch Turbo pits now as well. And looking up the inside. Hasn't quite got it yet. 5 Crown's managed to hold it around the outside.
Good defender from 5 Crown there.
Indeed, holds on to 5th place for now. Still needs to make a pit stop, but so do most behind them until I think Dutch Turbo's the first one that will be around sort of where 5 Crown is. I think they were about maybe 3 seconds up the road at most before they pitted.
Oh, they're very loose. Turbo, they managed to hold it though.
As you said that as well, Divik's just gone through on 5 Crown. Just a bit further ahead. Oh no, he's let him go back through. I think there was slight contact. It did look like 5 Crown was rather wide going into that corner, so I think Divik's just given up the position and said he'll go for it again.
Which is good sportsmanship from the drivers.
Indeed, we've seen a bit of that today already, actually.
Yeah.
Just respectful racing.
It is. And it's a good way to avoid a penalty later on.
That is true.
As annoying as it is, you know, to get knocked off the track.
No, indeed.
It's racing. It's part of racing. You kind of have to accept it sometimes. 5 Crown does come into the pit. Is this not a bit early for softs?
Oh yeah, I think that would be too early from now. You're 15 minutes in, unless you're really confident that those will last that length. He might end up having to make a second stop, unfortunately, but we'll see whether he can keep those tyres together.
I think lap 13, 14 would be the right call for the hard runners to come in for softs. It's
I
Jack
would assume so.
just in no man's land here at the minute. No one around him.
Most people around him have pitted, haven't they? Yeah, Mosquito's just been in, and Welcome's Gaming's yet to pit because they started on the hard tyre.
Ip's already pitted as well. In 11th. So it's a nice little battle for Hip and Mosquito together.
Oh, we have a yellow flag up the road. What's happened here? Oh, Villard's gone around! Villard's gone around!
Oh!
That's dropped him behind Popo in the standings as well, and Divik's going to be right there looking for a move.
He has got damage, which will repair itself.
Will do eventually, but not quick enough as Divik goes round the outside, and Villard, of course, is yet to pit as well, I believe.
Yeah, he still needs to pit.
So he could drop quite a bit further down towards about where 5 Crown and Dutch Turbo are right now.
Yeah, I think he'll be very unhappy there with whatever happened. If that was a error by himself, which I think it was, because he was on his own.
I believe so. There was no one else near him on track.
Yeah.
Closest would have been Will Smith, who was about, I think, a couple of seconds behind still at that moment. Speaking of, Smith's now got some competition from Freaky Popo, who's caught up by about half a second at that previous corner. Perhaps a mistake from Will. But it looks like Popo is slowly making his way up towards him.
Will has had a bad lap the lap before, and he hasn't started this one very well either.
Popo's been pretty consistent, but Popo also has a little bit less tyre wear, which could come into play.
It could, and it looks like everyone's okay for fuel as well. We're over halfway through.
Sorry to interrupt, we have the battle going on now between Dutch Turbo and 5 Crown. 5 Crown's just caught up to the back of Dutch since 5 is on the soft tyres, and through he goes. We'll have to see, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance that he could actually pit towards the end of the race and just do a quick stop for softs, because I'm not sure that the pit time is that long here. Perhaps if he can make up the time, then he can afford the extra pit stop.
That's true, yeah. Because the soft is definitely helping him here.
The time difference is about 1 to 1.5 seconds a lap, if not more potentially. So we'll have to see how that pans out.
Crown maybe with a genius strategy today.
Possibly.
Davik comes out in 8th. It's quite a drop for Davik.
Davik's also on the soft. I think that's also going to be touch and go for him to get to the end.
Yeah,
Actually, no, that is a... Sorry, is that a second? That is a second stop for Davik, wasn't it? Because he started on the softs and then moved over to the hards for a little bit. Yeah, that's his second stop.
Okay, so he's gone for the 2 stop. He's definitely on the better tyre now. 12 minutes. He can make up a few places with this.
Seems a bit early for the 2 stop for him, though, considering his first stop was on lap 6.
True.
And we've still got 12 minutes to go in this, so he's going to have to go a solid 9 or 10 laps on these tyres as he goes through on Dutch Turbo. He's now going to try and chase down 5.
The only other advantage is there's less fuel now than the start of the race, so the tyres should technically last a bit longer.
Another little mistake there from Villard, who's now got it stinked very close behind, just 2 seconds back.
Yeah, and Popo is catching Will as well.
Yeah, that gap's come down by 2 seconds over the last couple of laps.
Well,
Villard's in the pits.
Now, where is he going to come out? I think he's going to be coming out behind Dutch Turbo.
Is he having to refuel them? I didn't quite catch that. They seem to be stationary for longer than I expected.
Yeah, did he just not hit the accelerator? It didn't look like he put any fuel in.
Dutch Turbo was also pitted again and is now back on the soft tyres as well.
Yeah. A few different race strategies.
Yeah, it seems Welton's Gaming's done the same thing as well. He's back out on the soft. Was that? No, that was his first stop, wasn't it? Or is this his second?
I think that might be his first stop, yeah.
No, it's his second. I'm seeing listed as having boxed on lap 10, so he's boxed from the hards, done a quick lap, and then gone again. I wonder if he forgot to change tyre compounds. I didn't quite check.
No, I think that's just a glitch. Because his lap time 29.5. If it was a pit, it would be the low 30s, or the high 30s. Sorry. Yeah,
that's true. Oh yeah, no, it is being a bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although there is a 1 minute 30 on lap 5, so.
Yeah, I think that'll be his last lap. So that's why he made the decision to come into the pit. So 1:37 is around pit time.
Yeah.
Or pit lap. So yeah, it's Jack in a good place then to catch Hip and Mosquito. Because they're on hard tyres and he's going to be on the soft, so that'll be interesting towards the end of the race.
Hip's stuck with Mosquito quite well as well. They're staying at about a second apart. I have to see if Hip can maybe make some inroads towards the end.
Extinct has just come out of the pit in 7th on depressed softs. It stays ahead of Dutch Turbo.
Importantly, he's less than 3 seconds behind Villard, who switched over to the softs a couple of laps ago, so his tyres have started to wear already. Whereas Extinct's out there with a brand new fresh set, he might be able to catch him slowly. I think he should have a bit of a pace advantage anyway. Extinct's usually around the same pace as Villard, so I'd expect there to be a battle here.
Yeah, speaking of battles, Davik is right on the back of 5 Crown now. Or 4th place.
Closed up pretty quickly there. It was about a second or so once he got past Villard after the mistake, I believe that was.
I am a fan of this Renault livery as well.
No, it is nice. It's the old F1 style, isn't it?
Yeah. It reminds me of like the Golf livery that Popo's using, you know, it's classic.
Yeah. It's what you expect to see.
Yeah.
Looks like he might be going for a move here. He's going to try and do a switchback, I think. Try and force 5 Crown to go narrow and get him on the exit. Yep, there he goes. I think he's going to get a run on him up to the hairpin. No. 5 Crown closes the door.
Not close enough.
Position for now. It's looking every which way.
Yeah, it's very difficult to find a way around there, though. Good exit here, though. That's what you
If he
need.
gets the run out of Surtees, might be able to get him down the straight. Oh! 5's gone wide.
Davik just didn't have confidence in himself there to send it. So, not a good exit for Davik, and 5 Crown gets the acceleration.
Just a bit further ahead though, Freaky Popo is right on the back of Will Smith for second place.
This is a big
Let's close
battle
that
as
gap
well.
down now, just needs to find a way through.
They're both on the same tyres. Popo slightly less wear. Not by much though.
I think they probably pitted one lap after. Oh, Will's pitting. Will's pitting.
Oh, that's a bit of a strange call.
I wonder if he's going to go back to the softs and see if he can make up the time.
He's not going to make up that time. There's only 7 minutes left. 6.5 minutes.
See, what does the gap change to as he comes out of the pits? It's 9 seconds. Oh, there's been a crash somewhere up there near Popo. I think someone's gone round. In first sector, it's Craig. Craig's had another incident, it seems.
Did 5 Crown and Davik have an incident? Because there's 4 seconds between them now.
I am not sure, unless 5 Crown must have run wide somewhere. He's now under real pressure from Villard. It could also be just the tyres have just let go now.
Yeah.
I'd expect him to be back in the pits very soon. Unless he can try and wrangle it out for the next few minutes. Looks like he's probably going to drop behind Villard and Extinct here, who both have way fresher soft tyres.
Yeah, I think 5 Crown just pitted a few laps too early. As Villard tries to get his way around here.
After that pit stop as well, Divik is right behind Will Smith as well. Looks like Villard should get the move on 5 Crown soon.
5 Crown's defending hard.
Oh, Divik's got around again. Divik's got around just in front of this lot.
Oh, don't rejoin in front.
Be careful with the rejoin. Oh, force Villard wide onto the curb. He's held onto it though. This might just let 5 Crown have a little bit of breathing room for now.
This is
now Extinct goes through on Divik.
the battle for 4th. Yeah, Davik has lost a few places there. I think he did slow Villard down with that rejoin. It wasn't too bad, but it just wasn't great. Oh, he's hit Extinct.
Oh no. Or is there a problem there? I think Extinct's had a controller disconnect. That looks suspiciously like a disconnect. There's no inputs.
Yeah, there's no inputs there whatsoever.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
We have a rolling car. Oh, Extinct has left the room.
I wonder if that was just a full... I think that may have been a full-on disconnect then, you know, the way the car just stopped having any inputs and then left. That seems more like a game issue. I think Extinct has had this happen before as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, he has had his electric just go out suddenly. So hopefully it's not that again.
Here's hoping. In the meantime, 5 Crown is now being chased out by Villard once again, who's practically pushing him through the corners. He's probably not going to be long before he gets him here. 5 Crown's tyres are basically toast.
The best thing 5 Crown can do right now is just try hold on. Because if he goes for a pit, he could be losing out a lot of positions.
If he goes for a pit, he's going to drop about 10 seconds, which would put him about 7 seconds behind this pack, but in easy, clear air ahead of Welcome to Gaming.
Yeah. But you can see that he's
trying to hold on.
Yeah, he doesn't have the grip of the drivers around him, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what, going back to Will Smith, he's closed that gap down from 10 seconds down to 5 and just a couple of laps to Freaky Popo. He's running nearly 2 seconds a lap faster now he's got those tyres into the range.
I thought it was a bad call from Will, but is he going to prove me wrong?
There's still time, he's got 3 minutes, however much of a lap they've got left after that, so there might be about 3 laps in this. But the gap down to 4 seconds, that could be doable.
Yeah, as Villard has got past 5 Crown and now Davik has got past. 5 Crown's still fighting it out.
Managed to hold it on the inside there. run a little bit wide. He's managed to block off the line, though. It's so difficult to pass through this section. You've really just got to sit, try and see if you can get the other car offline.
Oh, nice W move there from Davik.
Hasn't quite made it, though, and 5 Crown holds on to the position for another lap.
All this fighting now is bringing Dutch Turbo in.
It's bringing Dutch into it, but also everyone's tyres are going way, way down now. It seems Davik's actually not got that much tyre life over 5 Crown anymore.
Fighting hard. 2 minutes left of this race.
Always got the run here, though. There he goes. That should give him it now. Unless 5 Crown can find the grip on the outside here. Oh, he's been squeezed out wide by Davik. Just leaves Dutch Turbo to get onto him now, who should get there quickly with the tyre advantage. But 5 Crown's not giving this up. He's trying to get the run on Davik down the straight.
It's hard racing from them both. There is track limits, but we're not going to be super strict with them.
I think most people are being respectful of it. I don't think people know what they're doing here. They won't just push the limits deliberately.
Yeah. They're having a good fight, and I think that's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
It's kind of difficult to leave this battle, but Will, right on the back.
He's been passed by Popo, hasn't? Oh wait, no, he's getting back to him. Sorry.
Yeah. So Will, I think, is going to get the move made. This is going to be the final lap, really.
Correct. Yes, it will.
So this is interesting. So it's going to be an easy win for Smythe unless he royally messes up in this final lap. Where is he at?
Will's got to run around the outside of Popo going down the hill. See if he can hold it. Porsche's got the better run out of the corner, though.
Yeah, Popo's got the inside line. He's running.
Will tried to cut back. The gap wasn't there.
Popo did well defending that. Kind of parked his car in the apex a little bit. Which is all fair and legal. It's good defense.
Final corner then for Smythe, who's going to come around to take the victory at the first round of the Simcade GT3 Championship. Congratulations to Smythe. Still unsure who it's going to be for second place, though, as they are almost side by side.
Oh,
Will's made the move. Will's made the move.
Down the inside, and I don't think Popo's got a reply to that. He's only got one more corner for it. But this...
Not quite going to get there.
Looks like Will take second. Yeah, he just had...
There's an off in the background. Dutch Turbo's gone into the back of 5 Crown and just pushed him off the track to get through, I think. There was a bump into the corner. They both went off the track, and Dutch Turbo's used it to sneak through.
That'll be one for the replays after. Villard, though, will cross the line in 4th. Sideways. That's...
Divik's going to take 5th. Dutch Turbo's going to take 6th and 5 Crown 7th, though I have a feeling that's definitely going to be looked at afterwards.
Jack, who has spent the majority of the race driving on his own, though, I think will be happy enough with 8th, because what, he qualified 12th?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so that's a good improvement from Jack. Bring it up to 8th. Mosquito will be in 9th. And Hip finished in 10th. He was a lap down. So was Liar in 11th. Lee in 12th, I think. And then Craig in 13th. And I think Extinct would have been 14th.
Let's have a quick look. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate for Extinct. So I don't actually know what happened.
It is. I think he was on track to be around where Divik, Dutch and 5 were. So it would have been definitely within that battle for the top, for like around 5th place at the very least.
A good fight anyway. We've got the replay. So we will be able to look at that if there is any incidents opened up. Yeah, that's really it, Amber. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. I enjoyed being in here.
Yeah. Bit different than racing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we
I would
are
say it's a
next
bit
week.
more relaxing, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, depends on what is going on in the track.
That's true.
Yeah,
Which round is next? I've not actually checked.
I am having a look now. We will
Trust
be
us both to
at
forget.
Lago Maggiore.
Ooh, okay, that'll be an interesting track, seeing as it's a lot wider than here. There's a lot more scope for making all sorts of moves of that track.
Yeah, without a doubt. Everyone in chat, thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. We will see you next week for F1 on Tuesdays and GT7 on Wednesdays. Amber, once again, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it.
Been a pleasure.
Everyone, enjoy your rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you all next week. Bye bye.
Bye for now.